Okay, so hello everyone, welcome to Right to the Source. We're live at Las Vegas. I'm here as ever with the Robin to my Batman. I might have used that one before.
You've used that one before.
Alright, well, we're doing a few of these each day. I can't think of a new duel for each one.
Okay, we'll edit it in later.
Yeah, we'll edit in one where you're the weaker member of the duel.
Okay,
That's always
He's the weaker.
He's always a weaker member of the duel.
I'm the talent, he's the host.
Okay.
I mean, talent, host, producer, you know, it's quite localised. It turns up. But anyway, we are here with Jonathan Jossel.
By the way, Jonathan, this is the first time I've ever seen him have questions. Like, this is the most organised we've been on any podcast.
I'm actually prepared for this one. This one I'm excited about.
All right, good.
Yeah,
good.
so, like, I mean, you don't really need much of an introduction. CEO of the Plaza, really kind of showcasing downtown to the world, with that through the podcast, with that through social media, using influencers. I'm going to ask you about Big John. Ahead of this, as I said, ahead of this, I've had to explain to Ed who Big John is.
I assumed he has something to do with Robin Hood.
No, he's better than that. He's one of the best figures in the UK at the moment, and he's a big fan of the Plaza, but we'll get to that later. Just to start off, I'm keen for everyone to hear about your story. So born in South Africa, studied in the UK, came out to Vegas, now running a Vegas property, one of the youngest personal management license holders in Nevada. So talk us through this.
Just to be clear, I'm not the youngest today. I might be, but at the time I was the youngest licensee in the state of Nevada when I was 29, and I took over as CEO of the Plaza in downtown. But as you said, I was born in South Africa. I grew up in England, London. I went to university in Birmingham, and I moved to Las Vegas in 2007. And the reason that came about is because when I was at Birmingham, I was doing my thesis on the gambling industry in the UK. Back in the early 2000s, there was talk of Las Vegas-style casinos opening up in the UK, and Blackpool and the Millennium Dome.
Oh, the super casino.
Those ideas, and I don't know why I decided to do my thesis on the economic or socio-economic impacts of those casinos. Other than that, I love gambling. I would go to the bookies, I'd go to the Walthamstow dog tracks, I'd gamble in the UK, so I loved the industry. And I did my thesis on that, and one day I was having lunch around that time with some family friends, and a gentleman there told me he had just bought 6 casinos in downtown Las Vegas. His name was Poyu Zavradovich, and he had a vision for revitalising downtown Las Vegas. But he needed someone on the ground, and I was 23. I was the only person that worked for him at the time. So I met him. I come out here for work experience. Spent a couple of weeks here. It wasn't for me, but I went to work for him in the UK for 2 years. And then he needed someone on the ground here, and I was the only person who was not married, didn't have any commitments to the UK. So I came out here in 2007 and really just fell in love with downtown and the opportunity that I could be a part of something much bigger. Back then, downtown was definitely not much. All the buildings were run down. There was a lot of neglect. And I saw a potential, although it was a very difficult time, whereby we could revitalise downtown Las Vegas and really make it something special. And fortunately, 18 years later, that's proven to be a great decision I made.
Yeah, it really does feel like downtown is having a moment, and obviously during your time at the Plaza, before you became CEO, you were heavily involved in renovating that property and really kind of bringing it up to what it is today. So I was wondering if you could talk us through, you know, how that property has changed from somewhere maybe a bit run down, not particularly attractive, to, you know, really genuinely a destination, similar to the Smith.
Yeah, it's definitely become it's on the map now. It's something people see when they come to town, and it's kind of crazy because the Plaza is located at 1 Main Street. It's the first address in the history of Las Vegas. It's where the whole city was founded.
Wow!
And it was a 1,000-room hotel. It was a really iconic building in the 70s, and then it just got neglected, and as downtown sort of got forgotten and the strip developed, all these buildings sort of got run down. When I came out here, it was in really bad shape financially, but also just physically. And then there was the big recession of 2007 with the subprime market that collapsed. And the opportunity presents itself where the Fountain Blue was selling its furniture because it went bankrupt. And so Carl Icahn had bought it, and we ended up buying all of the furniture out of the Fountain Blue in 2008 to 2009. We shut down the Plaza. We did a big remodel. We remodeled the whole place. We reopened it. and that was sort of the beginning of me learning about the industry. But we didn't finish the remodel the way we should have. And so over the next 4 or 5 years, we continued to remodel the pool, the convention center, the steakhouse. We really continued to evolve it. And a lot of people said you should knock it down and start again. But I just believed that we could take the Plaza from what it was with a bit of investment and really improve it. And so far, we're on a good trajectory. We've got more things we want to do, some new ideas we still want to do, but we have fun there. We try things that other people aren't trying. We have 16 pickleball courts. We have an equestrian center, an outdoor equestrian center for rodeos. We do fireworks every Friday night. We put some murals on the building. So we're really, and we do the only bingo in downtown in the Strip. Only bingo game. And that's a really big deal for us.
So strangely, Ed is a horse owner.
What?
Ed is a horse owner.
Oh.
Yeah, not rodeo. Although I did go to Rancho Montana for a couple of weeks last year.
Okay.
I went to the rodeo there. That was pretty something.
I might be the only Jewish English guy running rodeos in Las Vegas. I should know nothing about that industry, but it's something that's it's big in Las Vegas, and it's really cool the way it's taken off and helped us to expose us to a whole new demographic downtown.
And some of it's pretty brutal, isn't it? Like
it's pretty crazy. Yeah, I put my son on there. They do mutton busting for babies, for young
Yeah,
kids.
I've seen
Have you seen
those,
that? Where
yeah.
they ride the sheep?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah, it's very bizarre.
So, like, I always said until this week, like, Vegas is my favourite place on earth. Like, as soon as I first came, I then came like another 12 times in the next 6 years, a couple of times for work, but mainly just for fun. And to be honest, I've been pretty disappointed this time. I haven't been since my bachelor party in 2018, and it just feels lots of stuff's changed. Like blackjack, they're doing 6 to 5 rather than 3 to 2. No grandfathering at minimum bets. Lots of little things just feels like just trying to squeeze money out of you rather than the fun. Do you think that's something where actually downtown, has an advantage? That it's just got its character, that maybe the Strip is just turning money grabbing more than it was? Or is that unfair for me to say?
Yeah, no. At first, I hate to hear that because it's a bad message for Las Vegas that's how people are feeling. But it is something that I'm hearing more and more. Downtown, we're really conscious of that. We always have been, and downtown's always been known as a better gamble than the Strip. The problem was downtown was sort of run down. There wasn't good restaurants, there wasn't good hotel rooms, there weren't nice pools. Now that we've done all of that, we have the good gambling and we have nice amenities and offerings. But yeah, of course, downtown, every game you won't find 6 to 5 blackjack. Almost you'll have to really struggle to find that. We have single zero roulette. On the Strip they have triple zero roulette, which is amazing, right? 10 times odds on craps. So yeah, we have still got all those same traditional offerings, and I think there'll be a shift on the Strip as well as places start to adjust back to reality that people are feeling this way, and it's not a good message.
And if we look at first 8 months of the year, statewide gaming's up 1%, Strip gaming is up 1%, downtown's up 2%, visitor numbers are down 8%. So, for the full year, you're looking at having about 3.3 million fewer people coming.
Yeah.
Like, how sustainable is it to keep just getting more revenue from those people?
From the same people? Or from less people.
Yeah.
So the interesting thing is, people out there saying Vegas is dead, Vegas is dead. That's clearly not the case. You look around, Vegas is packed.
I mean, visitor numbers are down 8%, but that still means 92% of people are here. It's not as if it's like a ghost town.
And, we also had really, really record months from years from 22, 23, 24. 24 was most people's best year they ever had in this town. And so the idea that you're going to keep replicating that is very hard. There's an expression, trees don't grow to the sky. Yeah. And how much can you keep growing every single year? So if we're seeing occupancy is down, we're still seeing good spend, especially in the food and beverage and casino side of things. And if you have a down year from your best year ever, but it's still a really, really good year, is that a tremendously worrying trend. The bigger issue is what you're saying, which is are people leaving feeling like they didn't have a good time, or saying, Vegas has lost its pizzazz and its luster. That's something that I think we have to adjust to. But I think long-term Vegas is in very good hands. And the other thing, with Vegas right now is it's become very event-driven. 10 years ago, we never had the Sphere, Allegiant Stadium, T-Mobile Stadium. We didn't have all these F1. So all these big events that are becoming WrestleMania, all these big events are what people are talking about right now. But There was a time 10 years ago where people just came to Vegas to have fun, drink and gamble.
Yeah.
And I think we need to get that message back as well. You don't have to come in to see Beyonce or the Backstreet Boys, but you can come in just to have a great time, have fun, and I think that's a message that we're trying to get out there now.
And talking about T-Mobile, I'm going to my first NHL game this week.
Oh, good,
Going
good,
to see
yeah.
the Vegas Knights.
Nothing like a Golden Knights game. They're great.
Yeah, we're
They're
looking
great.
forward to that. That's on
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday we're going, yeah.
But yeah, Vegas is definitely needs to adjust to some of its things to continue to grow. Some of the feedback that we're hearing.
So it's an interesting point you make there, because obviously you have all these new sporting things. Do you feel that essentially is making visitation sort of by appointment? Like it's less organic, it's less spontaneous?
I do. I think it's making it by appointment. It's a great way of describing it, but it's also making Vegas more expensive because these concerts and these events are so expensive that people are feeling overall their experience is getting more and more expensive, and then room rates go up because you've got the Eagles, you've got all these amazing experiences, so then things get more expensive, and then people start to say, oh, Vegas is overpriced. So partly it's by appointment, partly it's gotten expensive. The other thing I would say is, look at the stats. Vegas is down in the last couple of months in occupancy, but look at Miami, look at other big tourist markets, they're all down too. So it's not just a Vegas issue. Tourism as a whole seems to be down the last couple of months. And that's, maybe it's just a little blip and things readjust.
And then, just going back to the Plaza, who would you say the target customer is? Like, who is like the archetypal Plaza customer today? Or is it even an archetypal Plaza customer?
I can answer that in two ways. So on the casino side, our core customer is really the Midwest and California. That's our biggest drive market. But the Midwest is really our customer base, whether it's Oklahoma, Wisconsin, Texas. We also see a lot of good customers from Hawaii. But what I love about the Plaza is that, yes, you have your core casino customer, but we also have, this week we have a bingo tournament for 850 bingo players, predominantly 70, 80-year-old ladies. Last weekend we had a music festival where we had 21-year-old, 25-year-old younger people. The month later we'll have the rodeo. So we're constantly adapting to what's happening in town and the events that we're having, which allow us to sort of change our customer base every few weeks. It's always evolving.
It's fascinating, and obviously there's been a lot more visibility of the Plaza in the UK, and I warned you I was going to talk about it, and that does feel a big part because of Big John.
You're so excited about this. It's all he's been WhatsApping me about. Big John, Big John.
Do you know Big John?
I don't know, so I asked him. I was like, is that the brother of Little John? And he was like, for God's sake.
Big John.
But I did mention it to him. I was with a buddy in Arkansas who's English, and I mentioned it to him on the way over, and he was like, yeah, of course I know Big John. It's Bosch, and I'm like, it's just missed me.
But, well, when he sees the videos, he'll get it.
Yeah.
But obviously, Big John has become this incredible figure in the UK. How did that relationship come about?
You actually won't believe it, but a friend of mine on Instagram, he lives in New York, was sending me, his algorithm must be very weird, he was sending me videos of Big John, this giant man, eating disgusting looking Chinese food.
Yeah.
And I just deleted, and then like on the fourth guy I started watching it, it was quite funny, like you just said. And I watched like the fifth, and he would send it to me like every couple of days. I was like, why is he sending me this guy? So finally, I don't know why, an idea popped into my head. I'm going to DM this guy and say, I'll fly you to Vegas if you have dinner with my friend.
Yeah.
That was sending me these weird videos. I did it as a prank for my friend, and I didn't tell him. So I DM him, and within a minute he replies, yeah, I'd love to come out. Free trip to Vegas. And can I bring my wife? And at the time he wasn't that big in the UK. And I don't know why I said yes, but I said yes. So he flies out with his wife. My friend comes out. I coordinate it all at the same time. And I did it as a joke. But he turned out to be the most lovely guy. And in the 6 months from when I DM'd him to when he actually came out, his audience blew up. He became, like you said, much bigger in the UK. All my friends in England were sending me his videos. And he turned out to be the most lovely guy. He's got a lovely family. And his son's a boxer, so now we sponsor his son. And I would actually say we've become good friends now. And he comes about 2 or 3 times a year.
Wow.
Sometimes for boxing, sometimes he was just flown out here by Netflix for the Canelo Crawford fight. He comes out a fair bit, and he's lovely. And like you said, in the UK, everyone loves him. And that's how our relationship started, and now we've become good friends.
That's incredible.
I mean, in my defence, I'm not on Instagram, so
But Big John is, I mean, he's a national treasure.
He's a national treasure in the UK. Yeah, I agree. Well, we'll send him a picture of this afterwards and we'll send him a message.
Look how much you're smiling. You genuinely love this.
He's
I
great.
love Big John.
He's from Essex, isn't he?
No, Romford.
Yeah, Romford.
Yeah.
He was that same.
Yeah, it's the kind of part that London
He's
doesn't claim and
literally
Essex
famous
doesn't
for
claim.
eating disgusting looking Chinese food and making a big order of Chinese food.
Yeah.
Pork balls, chicken balls, sweet and sour cocktail, this, that, whatever.
And that's what you need to do to get comped at the Plaza. Just eat shit.
Yeah, no, he's become a good friend of ours.
So on downtown, so
Yeah.
just taking it back away from Robin's crush. So year to date, it's made 600 million of gaming revenue, strips of 5.77 billion. I mean, is the scope for much growth downtown, or is it just more a function of, we're not going to get more casinos, we kind of, this is what we've got, and if we can kind of grow at a few percent a year, that's the kind of good thing.
No, I think there's tremendous growth downtown. And so your numbers are very good, and downtown's roughly 10% of the whole citywide market.
Yeah.
But we see that number growing. It has been growing over the last couple of years, and so there's a new casino downtown that opened last year. I could see in the next couple of years another new casino. We have 17 acres of land that's undeveloped. I would love to build a brand new hotel tower with a new casino downtown. I think downtown's ready for a higher end product. So my philosophy right now is if I meet a customer who's staying at a mid-tier strip property, I know I can get that person to stay downtown. If I meet someone staying at Venetian, Wynn, Bellagio, and they're gambling downtown, I know that probably they're not going to want to stay downtown. They might come and have dinner, they might come and gamble. But if I could build a room product with a spa and some amenities that I know I can keep that customer, those players will come downtown because it's better gambling, it's got the historical element, some people think it's more fun. So I think there's a huge amount of growth still to that gaming number that you just mentioned.
No, because I've only been downtown once or twice, and I loved it. I mean, once on my bachelor party, so I can't remember too much about it. But I think we're going to head down there tonight, just because I've done the strip, I've been to all the nice casinos. We're now staying at a mid-range one that, quite frankly, sucks.
You don't want to say the name?
No.
Do not say the name.
Okay.
Do not stress that enough, Ed. Do not say the name.
But I'm super excited to go downtown. Because I feel the strip's got personality insofar as wherever you are. I say Bellagio's got this personality, whereas but the strip itself, I feel downtown has a certain different feel and personality. There's kind of old school.
It's got the history, it's got the connection to the mob. We have a steakhouse called Oscars, named after Oscar Goodman, who was the old attorney to the mob. Then he became the mayor of Las Vegas. If you've ever seen the movie Casino, that was filmed in our steakhouse. So the idea of the history tied with the mob, tied with the old neon and light bulbs, there's so much greatness happening in downtown, but you had to upgrade the amenities. And now that you're seeing that, I think people on the strip are coming down there more and more, and frankly enjoying it more and more. And there's still good value downtown as well.
Right, so I think we're coming up in time, but Jonathan, thank you so much for joining us. I really enjoyed it. And I mean, the only way to sign off is to bash.